Fueled by Deathcast.
You always have had to create. If you didn't get into rap, you would have done something else. What do you think that something else would have been? What do you think that other genre of music that you would create?
I want to make movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? Movies?
That's what I want to do, yeah.
Awesome. Like from a director standpoint or a writer standpoint?
Yeah. I don't think I would have... Musically, the other thing I could see is maybe making some kind of folky stuff, but I don't... In music, my passion as a listener is just so loyal to rap. You know, I love metal. I love a lot of other stuff, but like the rap is just, it's so much deeper for me.
Yeah.
The genres. So I don't think I'd make another genre, but
movies.
Yeah, I'd always make something. I'd like to be in films. Is a big goal of mine.
So, okay. Speaking of movies,
Horror movies.
I was just gonna say, you're a horror movie fan. Where did that come from? Are you like the old school horror movie, like the new school?
I'm obsessed. When I was a little kid, I told you my mom's a painter. My mom was also like, she'd read a lot of Stephen King and Dean Koontz and Peter Straub and shit like that. And so I would always kind of like dig in those. And I was really into Edgar Allan Poe when I was a kid, which I know sounds like a stereotype of myself, but I was just drawn to that stuff and monsters, and I was always just drawn to the creepiest stuff I could find when I was a little kid. I loved scary stories to tell in the dark, were really big on my childhood, and it just kept going. It didn't stop. Yeah, I remember my mom told me recently, she was like, I just thought you'd grow out of it, like these 80s horror movies and all the shit you're into. And I'm like, no, just never did.
That's rad. Do you have a favorite that you gravitate towards?
I love Italian horror movies a lot. I really like that 70s like giallo, that 70s like giallo phase. I like exploitation films a lot. I like 70s movies because they were kind of mean spirited, and then I like a lot of kind of art house, foreign, highbrow, cunty stuff.
That's awesome, though. I mean, some of that stuff is just...
I'm obsessed with cult film. I'm surrounded by it. All my posters and books and everything in here is like, it's always like connected to that.
That's awesome. What do you think of the horror movie genre today? Do you think it's lacking, or do you think it's doing all right?
I think we're in a golden era right now. I think people are going to look back on this little era as a great one in horror, and I'm happy to see it.
That's awesome.
As someone who lived through the 90s.
Yeah.
Where
right?
It was really shitty. And the early 2000s were pretty fucking shitty too, and we had the whole like gore porn.
Yeah.
Like when Hostel was like the best thing you could find for a long time. But now I think we're in I think the elevated horror film is becoming a thing. It was, you get like, you sometimes see these auteurs make horror and they make the best ones, but they stood out. So things like Psycho, Carrie, The Shining, Rosemary's Baby, stuff like that, where they're made by like very highly regarded directors.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're getting elevated horror some more often from people who aren't acclaimed in drama. So it's like we're getting Hereditary, The Witch, shit like that. I think it's awesome. Honestly, I think last year might have been the best year in horror in decades. There's at least 10 good horror movies.
Yeah, and you're totally right. We're getting horror from the weirdest places now, but like I think that makes it refreshing and awesome because you're getting these new ideas. The Witch, for me, I think is the best horror movie that's came out in the last decade.
It's really good.
I am so impressed. On the other side of that, I'm so impressed with what Jordan Peele's been able to come out with Get Out, and I'm so excited for Us.
I already saw it.
Oh, you did? Oh, you lucky bastard. Was it great?
Yeah, my homie Danny Rocca, shouts to him. He got a pass from Universal. We went to this private screening of it.
It's as good as the trailers make it look?
No, the trailer's fantastic. That's one of the best trailers I've seen in years, for sure. Yeah. And I was really excited for it, and I did not like it.
Oh.
But I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
All right. I'll take that.
But I'm excited to see where he goes. You know, a lot of people are just kind of throwing this thing out where he's the best horror director of this generation, and you know, there's potential to be, but it's a little early for that.
I think so too.